Hello everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you happen to be, and welcome back to another Talking of the Canaries video. And today we're going to be talking about the Mark Attinasio interview held by BBC Radio Norfolk last night. And well, very interesting to say the least. You could practically argue it was quite a basic interview, really. Well, I say basic in the response from Mark Attinasio. The questions were absolutely flying at him. But obviously you can tell it was easily rehearsed, but it does seem like Mark Attinasio really wants to back Liam Manning and Ben Napper, because he did say that, especially on Ben Napper's side, it does take a lot of time, and I do accept that, but at the minute, the way it's going, it is not what we need at the minute. And yeah, it's not what we were expecting, because it, as I've said, very basic, but I can see where he's trying to come from, because he did mention with his baseball team there, I think it's like the Red Sox, he has given them time. I think he's owned them for quite a number of years now, and they are doing really well at the minute. And he did say he wants to, he steps back from, taking full control of the club. A bit like sort of what Canary did with Sheffield Wednesday and all that. But he stayed back and let the club do what they have to do. But I think he's stepped in at the right point, I would say, to do the talk. I'm glad he's spoken out about it, because it'd be pretty stupid if he didn't. But the idea on relegation especially is that, as he says, relegation is not an option. It really isn't. And obviously it's what we all think. But it's going to probably come down to it at this point. But if we can win against Hull on Saturday, tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it should be all right. It should be okay. But at the moment, it's not an option. And, but the only way we're going to really combat it is if we can actually get a good playing style together and actually adapt to what we are doing. Because, I've just looked at some Bristol City fans' comments on the recent posts, and they've been talking about Liam Manning's style of play and how it's taking time. They're quite glad that they don't have him as a head coach in the way of his style, especially. They're glad they had him, but the style of play, they weren't a big fan of, but they got the job done, though. But especially on the injury crisis, he mentioned about how players, especially who are coming outside, such as players such as Paddy Matson, he has said about adapting to a new country, also with Kasevich and everyone else. But it does sort of link to what Paddy Matson said against Stoke on his debut match, when he said, it's a completely different league, different style of play. It's tiring and all that, because the Championship is a very physical league. Same with the Premier League, but yeah, it's interesting to say the least. But he does accept as well that he's kind of saying from what we think as well at the minute, with also like EFL players that have come in, they're used to this league. Obviously it shows with Harry Darling and Yovan Makama, who are doing absolutely really well at the minute, to be fair. And I think the big news here really, other than sort of what's been going on the pitch, has been off the pitch, especially with the stadium revamps. He did say about how Carrow Road has been sort of revamped over the last sort of 20 years and all that, but he has delayed the stadium revamp in a attempt, quote unquote, to further communicate with the fans, which is what they should have been doing at the start. If this club is genuinely built on community, which I don't think it has done over the last couple of years, they really need to be sorting this out, especially because I know a few people, in every single day after the game, they go on this survey and mention about was the food prices too expensive or whatever, and they do it every single time, and there's no change at all, but they still do it, but they're not even listening, because now we've got fans being moved away from the River End in the lower tier, but obviously now that has been paused in an attempt to communicate with the fans a bit better. However, this should have happened at the start. It's a bit stupid to think that they did something like that without even consulting the fans, and they only told them an hour before they were going to release the video that they did. But yeah, that's it for the Mark Attinasio interview. Tell me what your thoughts are about it. It's a bit of a messy one today, but yeah, it's a messy situation at Carrow at the minute. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, let's hope we win on a Saturday against Hull City. And will your tennis balls be flying in 90 minutes and 2 seconds into the game? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Thank you very much. Cheers and goodbye.